Section 13.2 is another conic section ellipse. And again, if you take two cones and with the page, you cross it, the picture that you see is the picture of the ellipse. And for that, here, there are two types of equation. One is equation which is x2 over a2, y2 over b2 equal 1. In this one, the center of the circle, the center of the ellipse is at this point. A, you see A is under x, right? A is the distance that you select on the x-axis. You go right and left. B is under y. B is what you pick on the y-axis. So that gives you 4 points. And when you connect these 4 points, that would be graph of your ellipse. So this is a special case of ellipse that the center of ellipse at 0 and 0. But you have this type, which center is at h and k. So what we do is we find h and k first, and then from there, A is on the x, you go right and left, A, and then on the vertical, B and B. So this is general equation for ellipse, that if h and k are 0, then that gives you these equations, all right? So with that, again, we have that in the formula is this, or x minus h to the power of 2, a2 plus y minus k to the power of 2, b2 is equal to 1. This is in case the center of the ellipse is at h and k. All right, so let's look at the problem number 1. This is an ellipse that's center is at 0, 0. A is the distance, again, on the horizontal axis, and B is the distance on the vertical axis. So A is plus or minus 1, and B is a plus minus 1. Then you need to decide which one of this is the correct one. Same thing here, number 2. See, number 2 here, A2 is 36, so A is positive and negative 6, B is 4. So for instance, if I want to graph this, look, you just go and you draw X and Y axis here, and then on the X and Y axis here, A is 6, positive or negative 6, and is in the center. So the center of the ellipse is here. You just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, these are 2 points, and then you have 2 and negative 2 at the top. 1, 2, and 1, 2, negative 2. These are 4 points of ellipse, and then when you connect these, then you should get your graph. Now, equation of the ellipse, sometimes you need to work on it to make it like this. See, equation has always 1. If you notice, before we go over the next conic sections, they all have 1 on this side except the circle. You see that? Or problem. Like for ellipse and hyperbola, they all have 1 on this side. In the formula, they have 1 on this side, on the right side. So for that, here, I need to work on this equation first. How do I work? I want 36 to be 1. So I divide everything by 36. By doing that, then you come up with these equations, which is equation of ellipse. Same thing here for the other ones. I'll show it here. We want this to be 1. This should be 1. So we divide all these terms by 144. And 9 goes to 144, 16. 16 goes to 144, 9. And you write 9 as 3 to the power of 2. 16 as 4 to the power of 2. That would determine your A and B. So again, on the circle here, A is 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. These are this point. And then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all these points. So this would be an ellipse that is a kind of vertical shape, okay? They all are very similar. So this one, again, you have to work on this. So what I do is first, I move -5y2 to the other side. So all I have is 240 on this side. I want this to be 1. Divide everything by 240. Now 20, this is A2. A2 is 20. So what is A? Radical 20. Because this must be in the perfect square. Like 48 is what? 48 is B2. B2 is 48. So what is the value of B? Radical 48. So if you want to write the equations, or as I said, A2 is 20, A is radical 20. So this is how you write the general equations. Or on this one it already has one. It's kind of tricky. How do I make it like x2? Instead of 4, you just write 1 over, see, 1 divided by 1 over 4 is equal to what? 1 divided by 1 over 1 divided by 1 over 4 means 1 multiplied by 4 over 1 is 4. You see that? That means you could change this to this. I had 4. Instead of writing 4, I write 1 over 1 over 4. That tells me that A2 is 1 over 4, so A is that. B2 is already 1 over 9, so B is -3. That's how you determine your A and B. Again, instead of, when you divide, instead of just 4, you write 1 divided by 1 over 4. Instead of 9, you write 1 over 1 over 9. 1 divided by 1 over 9 is 9. This is a ellipse that the center is not 0, 0 anymore. The center is at 1 and 4. So you find that point first, and then you graph your ellipse. Same thing for this one. Remember that always is opposite of what you have here. If this is -1, it's +1. This is +5, it's negative. So the center of the ellipse is 1 and -5, and then A is 5 and B is 3. Remember, A is 5 from 5, 5. B is 3, 3. These are 4 points. Then you look to see which graph has these points.